you going? So here we are, running a bit late. So what I'm doing tonight is I'm back out at the Barcalba running trails. I did a 4K hike the other day, and I thought it'd be interesting to actually do a night hike. I'm running a little bit late, about half an hour behind. I had a client tonight, and by the time you mess around, I had to call in the shop and grab some Mozzie spray just in case there's some bugs out and about. So I'm a little bit anxious. I've never done this before, night hike at all. I went and bought myself a big spotlight, or a spotlight with 600 looms. So we're going to test that out and see how it goes. So I'm going to do obviously little videos all the way along the way, and might stop every now and then and have a look at where I'm at. And I wanted to stop at one point and just show you what I've brought tonight, and just, you know, have a yak. Not a lot of stuff, but, you know, just so you can see what I bring on my hikes compared to others. All right, so I'm going to get ready, and I'll switch back on soon when we get on the track. So I don't know how good you can see me here with all this light and everything, but whether it's actually blocking the camera light, so I'll put this on my face. So we are back out the Barcalba running trails, as I said, and tonight we're going to do running trail 2, which is 7.5k. We did the 4k one during the day the other afternoon. So I'll just turn you around to show you the sign. So we're doing the yellow trail there, which is the 7.5. The yellow track around. We did the red one the other day, which was 4. It took us an hour and 35 minutes, so I'm assuming this one's going to take us double, about 3 hours, a bit slower at night, but if I have to, I'll jog a bit to make up time, because we are running a little bit late. So off we go. So here we go, we're started. So this is the spotty I got. It's an Oz Trail spotty, 600 looms, takes 3D batteries, 3D cell batteries, or you can plug it into your cigarette lighter on your car, which is pretty good, but would have been good if it was actually rechargeable, would have been better, but that's the way it is. So as you can see, it's pretty dark out here, obviously night, but there's a lot of lights out there, all the surrounding houses. So this is a part of the track, obviously it's the start that we were on the other day. The only time it branches off is down a bit further, where we passed the mango tree intersection, and the number 1 trail goes off, and then we keep going. So I've also bought a headlamp. Actually bought 2 headlamps with me, towed. So I thought, I didn't actually have a spotlight at the time, and I thought I would just use the headlamps, and I bought 2 because I've got 2, and I thought, well, if one goes flat I've got another one. So, but now I've got the spotty, that I won't need that. But saying that, I'll turn the headlamp on and see what sort of light we get from it. I'll turn the spotty off. So as you can see, the headlamp is okay. And shit, I forgot a piece of rope that I was going to hook on the spotty so I could hook it around my shoulders. Wouldn't have to carry it the whole time. But anyway, yeah, so the headlamp's okay if that's all you had. But I thought I'd get the spotty, being first time out, and I don't know the tracks that well. At least I could spot a heap of shit with this, so yeah. So I'll put this spotty back on, and I'll turn the headlamp off to save the headlamp. So hopefully this is recording okay and you can see fairly well. So when we stop down the track a bit, and I plan to find a nice little spot to unpack the backpack and see what I brought out tonight, and just tell you why I bought it. I mean, there's not much that I've bought, but just to go through it. I find some people over my life, whenever they do whenever they do an exercise or, you know, a sport or a hobby or something, they've always got to go out and get, and this is totally up to them, it's none of my business, but I just find it funny, like, they've got to have all the things that open and shut, you know, everything that, all the works and jerks, and $1 million to do it, and they don't seem to do it until they've got and spent $1 million. Say cycling, you know, go out and buy a $15,000 fucking bike that's, you know, or not that much, but yeah, a fairly expensive bike, helmet, shoes, lock-in shoes, the bloody works, the lycra, everything, you know, before they even start. So they spend $1 million and then they find out, oh, it's not as easy, or it's not what they thought. So something moving in the bush here, could be a kangaroo. That's partially why I did this night hike, so maybe we will see some different things. I don't know if anyone does hike out here at night or not, and it's a bit spooky. So that's good. Yeah. What I was saying, yeah, a lot of people maybe, you know, I've found, not a lot of people I've found over my time have always got to have everything that opens and shuts before they start a sport or a hobby. I tend to be the other way. I try and do it with very little or just what I need. So, you know, like the backpack I've got's just the backpack I had. It's over the shoulder thing, not very big, probably not very robust, not very strong, but it's what I've got. I know I have to get another backpack if I'm going to continue doing this stuff. I know I'm going to have to get another, and I hope this isn't shining in the thing and blinding the camera with the headlamp on. Just saying, I know I'm going to have to get another backpack if I'm continuing this hiking stuff, because like my little backpack at the moment is jammed full of shit, and I only didn't bring a great deal because I didn't want the weight, plus I'm only out for a few hours, just the necessities. So there's one thing I bought that wasn't probably a necessity, but I felt better bringing it just in case, and I'll show you that later on when we stop to go through with what I bought. So you know, the shoes I've got aren't trail shoes, they're shoes I've had for 3 years. The soles are like the rubber soles are lifting off them, and I've cut bits off so they're not flopping around, but you know, eventually I'll have to get better shoes, and I've been running in these, getting fit too, so my feet, I don't know if new shoes would be probably a bit better, but I don't know if they'd make much of a difference or not, to speed, distance, comfort, obviously comfort, because these are 3-year-old shoes, and as you can probably see, I'm just in a high-vis work shirt that I had, and some gym shorts I got, so there's nothing special about what I've got. The only new thing is this flashlight I got. Everything else is stuff I've had. Headlamp is stuff from an old, from a job that I used to have. We used to do night shift and that, so we were provided headlamps, which I kept when I left. So anyway, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to turn you off for a minute. So hey, you know, this is a whole different perspective doing it at night, and hopefully you can see my face all right, or, you know, sort of, and the light's not blinding the camera. So where we are here now is where I took a video the other day. We're at Mango Tree Trailhead. There's the mango trees as you've seen during the day on the other one. And you might be able to hear in the background there's bats. Can't really see any of the little buggers, but they're up there. They're making a noise. Or no, but they'll be flat out stuck into these mango trees when they get the fruit on, which I've seen some trees the other day and they look like it's going to be a bumper crop this year, but they don't look like got any fruit on this even started, and some of the other ones are already heaps of little fruit. Maybe they're different breeds or something. But as I was saying, I come down there, that's the track I come down. We'll keep walking. And I checked out the maps, that one goes back to where I walked with my boys originally, but I don't have real good video of that. But when I was talking about it the other day, I didn't know where it went. Well, I did, but I thought it went the other way, opposite way to it actually does. Must curve around back over in the bush there and head back the other direction south. So this is a total different perspective, and this is why I did it on. This is partially why I did this night hike, and you know, it got me a bit nervous doing it, so a little bit anxious. So now I'm taking things a little bit more like, well, if it makes me anxious and makes me nervous, I'm going to do it to a degree. You know, obviously I'm not going to jump off a bloody building without a parachute or something like that, but within reason, to push the boundaries of where I'm at. So, and doing this night hike is a totally different perspective. All the way down the hill to this mango tree section, I thought, am I on the right track? Doesn't look like it did the other day. So, you know, you're only seeing what's in your torchlight, whereas without the torch and it's daylight, you're seeing so much more around. So, this is partially why I've decided to do it at night. It's pushing the boundaries, different perspective, all of that reason. So, we'll keep moving forward. This torch is pretty good. This torch has been pretty good. It's you put there, Oz Trail 600 looms tri spotlight. I don't know what's fucking tri about it. Oh, there's 3 bulbs in the front. That's what tri about it. Trying, alright. Try me out. Super bright with dual action trigger. I don't know what fucking dual is about it. Dual action trigger, because there's nothing fucking dual about it. It's on or off. So unless I'm missing something here. But anyway, Oz Trail. Yeah. So we just passed one marker that's part of the that track that I said that I thought was going the wrong direction. It cuts across the bush here. It's a 14k track in one direction. Then you, if you want to, you know, you can branch off on the other ones or whatever. So I thought it ran just all this flat railway line section, but it doesn't. When you look at the map, it cuts across the bush. So yeah, been watching the other morning. I got up, and this morning, the other night, sorry, and this morning, I've been feeling pretty lethargic in the muscles. Maybe I've been overtraining, or probably not. I wouldn't say overtraining. Probably more so say I haven't been eating enough. Like one cup of oats with a bit of fruit on for breakfast. The amount of training I've been doing, I don't know if that's enough. So I've got to do a bit of research on, the calories I need for sort of the training that I'm doing. Because one of my runs I do, which is 8k-ish, well, it's more like 8 to 9. I burn over 700 calories on that run. So I'm not sure how much I'm actually eating to replace what I'm burning, which is, it's good that I'm burning it and I'm losing weight and gaining muscle, but I don't want to be too much in the deficit where there's an adverse effect, which I think I'm feeling, because the last 2 days I just feel there's nothing in my muscles. Even today I felt very much like that, and I was sort of going to put off this walk, but I thought, no, fuck it, I'm doing it whether I'm sore or not, because otherwise I just mightn't get to do it. And actually I was meant to do this morning, come out here leave home at 2:30 and get out here at 3 and do it into the daylight, which would have been good, but one thing about that is if I did happen to do something and run late, I would have been late for my casual job that I do, which is no good. Plus, I live in a duplex and the guys next door are young, and I might have mentioned in other videos, they're pretty young, they've always got friends over, and they don't work, or most of them don't work, so they're up through all hours of the fucking night, 11, 12. Last night they were quite loud in and out their back door, which my bedroom's near that, so all you do is hear the door slamming, which has kept me awake most of the night. So when I woke up this morning, I was just buggered. So I probably should have pushed myself and did it anyway, but it's alright. I'm out here tonight, so might be a bit of a sleeping in the morning too. Nothing but toads out here, toads of all different sizes, that's about it. So we'll see what the morning brings. I've got work again tomorrow, my casual job, so I have to get on the pre-workout or something and get some energy in my muscles. Had a pre-workout on my way out here tonight just to make sure I've got energy to do this. Had a feed on the way out, just a microwave meal. You microwave it for a minute and a half. It's rice and like a butter chicken mix, so that was scoffed that down as I was driving. Pulled up the lights and had that when I was at the stoplight, so I'd had something in my stomach on the way out for this hike. So yeah, so we're getting along all right. I'm assuming there's a marker coming up soon to turn off to the number 1 track, or maybe I've already missed it, I don't know, but pretty sure number 2 goes straight ahead on this one. So a bit more of a noise in the bush there. Could be a possum, could be a roo. Something down in there. For all you know, out here, if you're not an Australian and you don't really know, or you're a city, what we call city slicker or whatever you want to call them, you're just from the city and you don't know much about the bush. Not that we're too far from the city, but probably the most dangerous thing out here would be snakes. We've got some of the deadliest snakes here in Australia. I'm not going to rant and rave, I don't know shit really a lot about it. I'm not expert, just saying for people who are overseas that might watch this that don't know anything about Australia. That and maybe wild dogs or something. And when I pull up to show you what I bought, that's partially why I bought what I bought. One of the things is I felt more secure bringing something like that for a bit of protection. Not that I think anything's going to happen, but it made me feel better to bring it just in case I do get in a situation where I need it. I've got it. Not a gun, if anyone thought there was a gun. And when I go through it, if I don't remember when I'm showing you, I was going to get whoever's watching this maybe comment what you would take or what you do take on hikes or adventures to make you feel a bit safer. I won't call it a weapon, but something, you know. Someone might take a knife, someone might take they're happy just with like a walking stick, you know, a stick that you walk with, not a old person walking stick, or you know, hiking pole or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to switch you off and do some walking myself, and I'll see you in a bit. So this is what I'm saying about perspective. I just walked into this cutting that, you know, this is the old railway line here, dead flat, but just walked in this old cutting without even realising basically that what I was walking into. Oh, I mean, it's not a surprise, it's not a boo, you know, scare me, but you just walk along because your senses aren't the same without your sight, you know, or tunnel vision on the light. So they would have cut this in probably by hand or maybe dynamited it a bit. There's another section of the track that you can actually see the old pick marks on the rock where they cut it through many years ago. You might even see some of this here, this, like where my shoe is there, like, looks like it's been chipped away by hand. Yeah, how hard they had it many years ago, hundreds of years ago when they did these things. How lucky we are today with excavators and dozers and equipment that we have to dig through things like this, and the convenience. See, it's quite a length. I'd say a good 50 to 60, maybe a little bit more through here. So doing all that by hand, I would have probably a bit of dynamite, blew it up and then dug it out. So yeah, one of the things I use, I mentioned in other videos as well, I keep saying that, but it's called View Ranger. It's a free GPS tracker on my phone. It checks without mobile coverage as well, obviously GPS or something. And I've also got the other app called Life 360, which is more of a personal one, where I know it's separated now, but I used to have it on, and the missus would know when I go riding on the dirt bike that she could just look it up and see where I am, to know that I'm okay or heading home or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I have those little backup things. If I did fall down a gully here and couldn't get out and no one knew where I was, I think she may twig on, or some might say, do you have a GPS tracker, or can you track his phone? She might twig that, oh, I used to use this app, and he might have turned it on. So yeah. I'll jump back to this light I've got here. I got this one with the 600 looms too, being fucking bright, but not as bright as I would have liked actually. Might get another one. I want to do some squid fishing. I tried a couple of years ago and bought some jigs and all that, and but they reckon you got to have a good powerful light, put it in the water and they get attracted to the light. So partially why I got a good torch. Here's another cutting. I'll turn you around. It's another cutting to cut in here to make this railway line flat when they did. This doesn't look like as much rock, it looks more just like shaly, gravelly stuff, so they wouldn't have had to dig so hard here like that rock back there. A little bit of rock in it, but not like that other one that was all rock all the way through. Alright, so we're doing alright. I don't know how far we're into it, couple of K I guess, into a 7K round trip. And yeah, alright, going to turn you off now. Oh no, what I was saying in the other one, I think I got off on the track. I've been watching some YouTube videos on a couple other guys that do hiking, and mainly Australian I'm interested in at the moment. I watched a lot on Appalachian Trail in the past, and the PCT and that sort of thing in America. There was a couple of good ones I was watching. One was a guy named, I'm sorry if I get it wrong, but Bo Miles. He's a runner, runs a lot of these tracks, not these tracks down south. He's from Melbourne, Victoria. Not Melbourne, but in Victoria. I enjoyed a few of his videos. Another guy called, his channel's called Scotty Goes Walkabout or something like that. Which he did pretty good. He did one I watched this morning down in one of the national parks down south of Sydney. Excellent 5-day hike he did. I didn't actually finish watching it because I had to go to work. But what I did watch was pretty bloody good. So good on him for having a good channel. He's got 44,000 subscribers. So that's pretty good. And I'll continue watching a few of his videos as well. So yeah, cheers for watching. I'm going to keep going. I'll turn this off to save the battery. We'll keep going. I'll turn you back on when I see something a bit more interesting, except my face. yeah, so that didn't take too long to get back on the video. What I did is I was only walking another 50 meters, and here we got a split in the trail. So we're on number 2. Number 3 is another long running track. So number 2 we're going this way. So out that way, I don't know, that might be just a forestry trail that access to the bush. So we're going down number 2 here. I don't know how all this quality is going to turn out with the lights and darkness, and so we've done 2.6k to this point. So we've got another, say, 5k to go, so we're not even halfway. And here we go, number 2 sign down here going straight ahead. So yeah, this is all native forest, as you can see. Some good timber there. But turn you off, this battery seems to be really going flat quick on this GoPro. Mightn't have been charged up as much as I thought. So I'll have to watch how much I use it and just do the stuff that's really interesting. So yeah. So we come up here, what I referred to before as cane toads. And some people might know, all Aussies know what they are, but if you're not an Aussie, Australian, and you don't know, there's a cane toad right there. That's probably not a real small fella, but they get a lot bigger than that too. Buffalo marinus, I think their scientific name is. They were originally brought in years ago to try and control the cane beetles in North Queensland and so forth. They thought they'd eat them all, the cane beetles, because that's what they did. I'm pretty sure that they thought they did over in Hawaii, where they come from, or wherever they come from. Quite ugly. I remember in, what was it, grade 9 science, we cut one open, and that's what they did. Instead of frogs, they used these guys because there was so many of them. And as you can see on the back behind their eyes, there's sort of a bulky sac that's full of poison. So if you hit it or something bites it, it squirts poison. It's quite toxic. Can blind you, I think. Well, he's spotted something, this fella. Anyway, he's probably thinking, what the fuck, this idiot's got the big light in my eyes, I can't see shit. But anyway, they look quite ugly. The skin's quite smooth when you touch it. I remember someone skinned one time when I was a kid, and they had the skin, and it's quite smooth. They look ugly and bumpily and that, but they blend in pretty well into the bush. So, but you can see what a problem they would become here in Australia. Quite poisonous to dogs and stuff that bite them. Sorry, my camera fucking work ain't the best here. You can see the poison that's squirt in the dog's mouth when they bite them. The dogs can get quite sick. I think the whole technique was you shove a hose down the dog's throat, keep pushing water down there so they vomit all the poison up. What happens now, I'm not 100% sure, but that's what we were told when we were kids. But you know, you can see how can you control something like that other than maybe finding a biological concept to control them. You know, there'd be thousands and millions of toads out in this bush. They breed like wildfire, breed probably worse than rabbits. So we've done about 3k, 3.3k so far, so about nearly halfway. Bloody phone's bumping around my pocket. Yeah, so I thought I'd just share that. That's what I was referring to as a toad, cane toad. Pretty ugly looking things. So I lost my train of thought there, but anyway. So I thought I'd show you that. I don't know if you can hear in the videos, but if you can hear it through the bush when I'm walking along, you can hear the highway, which is sort of over that direction. I'm not sure where we're sort of heading west now, or maybe southwest, east, southeast. Now we had to turn the corner in the bush there. So yeah, going along all right. We'll be done, and we're done halfway already, and it's only 8:30, so it's about an hour. We'll be done in another hour and a bit. home by maybe 11, which is pretty cool. Heard a couple of things bouncing around the bush, probably just a few little wallabies or something. So yeah, something up here glowing. Might be a piece of rubbish, but it might have been something's eyes, but could be. It's up the log. I don't know, it's just a piece of tape or something up the log. Orange tape. My phone fell out of my bloody pocket. If you heard that, I'd never find it in the dark. Oh, bloody camera handling here's not the bloody best. Got shit going everywhere. So, number 2, this way. So, as we've seen on the junction in the last video, we come to a 4-way junction. This is now we're turning back, heading sort of more toads, heading back north again, I guess. North, east would be bring us back to that junction, the 4-way junction that was on the other video. So, pretty sure just from the sort of the direction we're heading. So what we might do is, if I got battery left when I get up to that 4-way junction, I'll do this what's in my bag. That's a good one. What's in my bag? Okay. So I'm going to switch off again now. Save the video. So didn't come out exactly where I thought it was going to. This track, it's come out where we crossed the power line tracks and turned back onto track number 1. So I was right in the same sort of direction, but just a different spot. So turning around, see there's the sign, number 1, number 2, and back that way was when we did number 1 during the day, whatever afternoon it was. Sunday afternoon? Would have been Sunday afternoon, yeah. So we're going to continue up this way, number 1 and 2. So this battery's almost flat, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to stop the video for a second, unpack my bag, and we'll do what's in your bag. So here we go, what's in your bag. So that's my little bag there, just an over shoulder thing. So obviously, well, I'm not showing you that I haven't taken the bag, it's not a big deal, it's just my wallet and key, car keys, but got a plastic bag, which I don't know, I just bought it because I put this in it. This is a cane knife they used for chopping cane in the old days, and you use them for chopping bananas or whatever the case. I bought it years ago when I'm riding the bike, so you go through and tracks is overgrown, you can chop it back. So that's the thing I said I brought for, it might sound stupid, but that's why I brought a little bit of security. I felt a little bit safer bringing it than not bringing it, and I thought on the way I don't really need to bring it, and I thought, well, I'd feel better having it than not having it. So I bought it. It's no big deal, another kilo, but who cares, I've got it just in case I need it for whatever reason. Some people go, you're an idiot, but I feel better having it. So some popcorn if I wanted a snack, packet of shapes upside down there, roll of duck wrap tape that I found on the track on Sunday afternoon that I just left in the bag. That's a half roll of toilet paper in a sealy bag, just in case it rains it won't get wet and I may just need it. Air guard that I bought on my way out here, thought same thing, better to have it than not, so I stopped and got some. Gave myself a spray with it before I come, because get out here and get bitten alive by mosquitoes, I would rather have it than not have it. So bottle of water, just 1.5 litres of water, or 1.25 of water there, sorry. Backup headlamp, and a jacket, rain jacket. It's a KTM orange and black sort of spray jacket. Alright, so as you can see, not a great deal of stuff, but that's what's in my bag, including also the headlamp I have on, obviously this in my hand, and yeah, the GoPro. So that's what's in my bag. Alright, I'm going to pack up now and keep going. This battery's nearly out, as I keep saying, because as I get the shits with this GoPro, but anyway, it is what it is. So here's some funny things. I've seen a couple of puddles like this. Little toadies here just chilling in the water. You can see them there, they're everywhere. These guys are survivors, hanging out in the puddles, keeping cool, keeping their skin wet. Quite gross little looking things, but you know. So this is number 2 track we're still on. Just come up a bit of a downhill there, and we come up to a gate that's obviously like an exit out onto the road, I'm guessing. A road of some sort. State forest. Restricted vehicles. And we're out down there, and there's houses. So I don't know if you can see me here and how good my face is lit up here with this torch, but we're back out on the road, so I don't know if that's part of it or if it cuts back in soon or what the fuck the go is there, but that's where I'm at. So back out walking along the track. Maybe it's still part of the, it does just look like the forestry trail, so this might be part of what they call McConnell Road, which is the road you come in on where I'm parked. So I've just come out of the track come up to a gate, like an entry to the forest. So I'm on this rough track here. I don't know if this is the end of McConnell Road where I parked, or if it's still part of in the bush. This McConnell Road was a no-through road. I seen a sign the other day, but that doesn't mean that it's a no-through road and this is just the rough end of it. So the arrow did point this way. The moon's over that way. That's east, so we're heading north still, or more north now. So yeah, I found a drink bottle near the gate too. Bit weird, I just picked it up. If anything, it's just rubbish, so I'll have a look at it when I get the better light, see if it's any good, or I'll just throw it out. I like picking up the rubbish because I like doing my part. So this is just more of a formed, I won't say formed road, it's pretty washed out, but it's more of a road than the track we were on. So and back on the phone now because the bloody GoPro just died. So we got a bit out of it though. I charged it off the computer USB, so they did say that doesn't charge it the best, but that's just where I put it. So we'll keep going, eh? Camera pretty quick. I'm behind the camera now, and this is one reason why I wouldn't come down here and why it's not a formed road. It says no through road. Look at this. Wow. You would have a gutsy four-wheel drive and a lot of flex to get down this, and you probably can't see it very well in this torchlight, but it is quite washed out and quite rough. Get around here on a horse or a bike, no worries around this side here, but up here she is rocky. You'd even bring a bike down there around the side, you'd be right, but four-wheel drive, you'd have to have a whole lot of flex to go down over this stuff. Quite a couple of big steps there. Alright, we're just going up and around this way. See all of that, and there. Quite a large step up to come down in a vehicle, so yeah, better watch where I'm going here, otherwise I'll be dropping the camera because I'll be fucking upside down. More step downs there. Yeah, I'll definitely be coming down here in my truck. Probably get down partially, but then
get caught up. So, all up there. Just coming up another section that I just spotted in the light on this road is why Exhibit 3, why I wouldn't come the fuck down here in my truck. The hardcore four-wheel drivers might, or the game fellas, but if you've seen my old truck, you'd know why I wouldn't. So, this up here on the torchlight, it's quite steep and rough and rocky. So, we'll get a bit closer. So, that's probably better than some of that other stuff. At least you could span some of it with the wheels, but not as big a step downs as the some of the other sections you could actually drive down here. But yeah, Exhibit 3. Some of the fellas might have real fun up here. I'll show you up here too. The moon's out. Quite a big moon, 3/4 moon, maybe nearly full moon. It's quite good. You'll see down there, there's some more lights. That's someone's property, I guess. There's quite a few lights on the way in here. So, and this goes right up to up the top. There's a mobile phone tower up on top. I think it's in private property. I went to sort of drive up there the other day and I see a sign saying no entry private property, so I didn't go any further. But yeah, so get up this rocky section. Watch where I'm going. It's actually turning out to be quite a good walk. You know, a little bit apprehensive, I guess, about the walk and some of that track, I guess, a bit boring in the night, where you're just seeing what's in the torchlight and not many animals or just toads. Not that I thought I'd see many of them, I thought I'd see a couple or something, but you could hear the odd wallaby or kangaroo. Probably just, it was a small thing, wasn't very big, so probably just a wallaby, which is, for you non-Australians that mightn't know, wallaby is it's like just a small kangaroo. So we're probably going to duck back into the bush up here soon. So this is a very unmaintained road, which doesn't really matter. Definitely get through on the bike, it'd actually be quite fun. So, but this uphill part with the rocks has been quite interesting. Quite probably one of the best parts of the walk tonight, and I'm going to come back out and do this during the day to see the day perspective. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, so I just spotted another signpost up here. This is where we're going to go back into the bush or back onto the trail off this road. Holy shit, I just nearly walked in a big puddle because I wasn't watching where I was going. That would have been some wet shoes there. So one thing I was going to say earlier is when I'm not sure if I really covered it or not when I was talking about it, comment below if you want to, if you're a hiker or a bushwalker, and what do you take on track to possibly protect yourself, or not saying to protect yourself, but just, you know, say there's a snake, or you keep the snake away with a stick, or you keep it for safety. Some people mightn't admit to it, but they take the stick for safety, or a knife, or I know in some of the videos I've watched in the past, some people have actually taken handguns because they're out in America. You can have a gun and there's bears. So yeah, comment below if you are a person that takes, or even your opinion on taking something, a weapon or a safety device of some sort when you're hiking, either for personal protection against other people, or wildlife and animals, or snakes, or anything like that. Alright, cool, comment below, thanks. I don't know what happened there, I don't even know I was recording, but anyway, it stopped recording, so in the middle of me talking, I'm not sure where I got up to, but I was just saying I'm not too worried about spiders and snakes as long as they're not right on me. I grew up on a farm in about 2 hours north of Brisbane. It was an avocado farm, converted to avos from pineapples. So we were always out on the farm and amongst things. Used to go up and do the irrigation at night on the motorbike, and you'd run into spiders and stuff, so not a real big worry of mine. I don't see why people really crack it about them. You know, they're not like bloody the movie Tarantula, they're gonna hunt you down. So we're on a quite steep edge here, down to the gully. We can see some lights out there, I don't know what, that's probably Caboolture. Out. I can't even see if you see them on the thing. It's all dark, not enough light. But yeah, so going on the single trail now, it's quite nice even at night. And since we went back into the sort of the bush here too, even though cracking a little bit of a sweat with the backpack on my back, it's dropped probably half a degree to a degree coming back in the bush. And I said that on my other video too the other day when I was walking during the day. You come back into this bush and it dropped a bit in temperature. So yeah, this is quite nice, and I'm going to be really happy to come out during the day and do this part. That rocky part was one of the best parts of the track tonight. Now this is the highlight. This is the highlight of the walk so far tonight. This single trail. I'd love to do a lot more of this up in the mountains. Not that we're really mountainy around, sort of just right here. Maybe Mount Glorious, but not right here. There's another toad. Different toads everywhere. As you can see, there's quite big trees up here that have been felled. So I don't know whether this one has been harvested or if they've just cut it down into the bush, but it definitely looks like it's been chainsawed. So they've logged the area over the years. Don't know. I thought like I said, I thought we would have seen a few more animals out tonight, but my big feet clomping around the bush probably scared them all off. So anyway, cut this video off now and keep walking. So just coming out of the end of the single trail that we just went into on number 2 section. So post here, I don't know how good this will record here, but as we're coming out onto this track here that actually is now connecting to number 1 track that I come up on Sunday afternoon. So now we go back in this single track here that is we just come out of the number track just where the light's shining just there where that greenage is. So just jump down there, there's a signpost up there further. So we're back on the main track, nearly back to the gate. I just seen the GPS says 9.14, so by the time we get up here, it's another couple hundred metres, so it's nearly 9.5k. And I'll video the sign when we get up here. So I'm walking back up to the truck now. It's just after 10 o'clock. Pretty sure it's just after 10. So it's taken us a bit over 2.5 hours. I thought it would nearly take us 3. Probably a bit slower going in the dark, watching your footsteps. On the flatter track it was alright, you could sort of get along, but I think even during the day you'd mosey on a bit quicker. So up here we're nearly back to the truck. Hopefully the truck's in one piece, there's no one been messing with it. I don't think so, it's pretty quiet out here, and the road that it's on is, don't get much traffic on here. So back up to those where the power lines are. There's the power line tower. So would have been like to get another big shot of the moon, but anyway, here's a gate up here. See the gate where I come in here. So apologise for my shit video on too. So here is our sign here. So as you can see what it says there, if you can read it. Trail 2 we did, running trail 2, 7.5k. So like I said, just be wary of what these signs actually say, because I don't know how they've actually worked out the distance, whether it's just via that scale down the bottom there, you know, every centimetre's a quarter of a kilometre, 2 centimetres is half a kilometre. That's probably how they worked it on there, and I guess it is if you did it on a flat, like on a flat piece of paper, flat board like that is. But when you're going up and down, you can see how much extra distance it's added. It's added nearly 2k. So I reckon that's wrong. It's actually wrong, because it shouldn't be done on a flat. It should be done, I mean, it doesn't say anywhere on there that it's I'm watching, so I'm having a read, so it doesn't make me wrong. It doesn't say anywhere on there that it could vary by up to a certain distance because of up and down topography. So if I was a person that didn't have much sense, and I looked at that and said, oh, okay, 7.5k, rightio, that should take this time, when it's actually fucking 9k, and if you looked on your thing and said, I'm at 7k, I should be back by now, and there's still another 2k to go, you might just start panicking that you're lost. So buyer beware, as they say, or something like that anyway. So rightio, we're going to go back to the truck here and get in and piss off home, have a quick shower and get into bed ready for work tomorrow. So she looks all in one piece. Not that I was too worried about that, but yeah.